My name is Sarah. I am so excited for tonight. I am a nurse anesthetist by trade, one of the leaders working with EllieMD and Team Joy. And tonight we are really going to be going over all about more of the business opportunity with EllieMD. We'll touch on the products a little bit, but really talk about why this preventative health movement, partnering in telehealth, and also bring on some really incredible women who are going to be speaking tonight, and really talking about what their background is in the medical field, but also why they decided to partner with EllieMD as well, and what that's doing for them on a personal level, but also for their patients as well, which is really exciting. So, truly the future of health is really starting to lean into this preventative health where you're helping people invest in feeling well before issues arise, right? I know for me in anesthesia, I love my job. It is extremely rewarding. I will never stop doing anesthesia. I love doing it every day. I'm doing it. I signed up for an extra shift tomorrow, actually, to help out. And what has happened though throughout my career, here, let me let a few more people in. What has happened throughout my career is you take care of so many people that are just so sick with so much chronic disease, and there just isn't the tools out there to really help them before they get on that operating room table and they're seeing me for the anesthesia, right? So chronic disease like heart disease, vascular disease, sleep apnea, congestive heart failure from that. My background is I used to work at a big academic center. I used to work on the heart team. I was the heart team leader. I did trauma call, and I still do 24-hour shifts, but just a little bit nicer of a place where it's more of like a level 2 trauma center, so you don't see as much. But I did work in that big academic center. And you just think about, what is being done to help people with prevention, right? And that's always interested me. There's also this new era of performance health where it's really more about optimizing your energy, your focus, your vitality for everyday life. I have my own peptide journey. I lost 50 pounds on semaglutide myself. It was life changing for me. Beyond that, it was my confidence, helped with inflammation, my own chronic pain. I had bad neck and back pain. I used to work in a pediatric ICU where we didn't have lifting equipment. And it is not easy moving some of these kiddos around when they're ventilated, right? So I always had that. That was resolved over time just from all of that inflammation. I am also 26 weeks pregnant at 42 years old after well over a decade of infertility and miscarriages. So that's my super short story. But these peptides, the GLP-1s, truly had an impact on my ability to get pregnant. And now I'm going to be an older mom. I want to live my most like vitality, my best life, so I can be the kind of mom to this baby girl that I want to be, even regardless of age. And then really there's the longevity side of it too. And that's really what EllieMD is tapping into. So it's just this new era of wellness that we want to be proactive, personalized is the future, and just making it more accessible for people too. And it's backed by science. Wellness, longevity, telehealth industries, they're booming, right? It's a multi-billion-dollar movement, and people are seeking out credible, evidence-based solutions, right? With reputable doctor teams, with good pharmacies, with medical oversight. And you can see all the stats here. The global telehealth market is projected to grow from 126 to over 403 billion by 2034. It's valued at 42.5 billion, expected to grow annually by 23.8% just for telehealth, right? Just making it more accessible for people. And then preventative healthcare technologies and services market is projected to reach 773 billion by 2034. So it's definitely a field that is growing. And I always knew that was something I wanted to look into. Oh, we got more people let in here. Sorry, you guys. I always knew I wanted to get more involved in it. I wasn't sure what capacity though. My husband and I, we built, well, he's more building than me, but I've helped him build a restoration company as well. It's actually a franchise. Him and I both looked into longevity health, sort of like IV clinic where they also offer these peptides. There's actually franchises that do it. But then I came across EllieMD and I was like, how smart is this? A telehealth platform platform redefining that preventative and performance wellness that connects clients with board certified providers for science-backed longevity protocols. So really just making it accessible, affordable, and then also personalized for everyone too. So this is, why the world needs this. It's such high demand is really like many of us see in the medical field. Traditional systems wait for people to get sick before taking action. We're all about treatment. And really, consumers nowadays, patients are wanting more. They want something more personalized, more preventative. And that's where we're really meeting that demand, but also bringing in more education, connection, and then that community component too, which is really exciting to be a part of too. So the way it works with EllieMD is everyone has their own personalized website, whether you as an individual are partnering with a company, or maybe you'll hear from Dr. Tatiana today. You can partner as like a wellness clinic, a med spa, different, functional medicine offices have partnered with the company, and you'll have your own personalized link. They go onto it, they fill out a health assessment form and questionnaire that gets sent to the medical provider. We have board certified physicians that are all MDDOs that review that intake form and communicate back and forth with a messenger system that is open 24/7 for the patients to ask questions and connect with their doctor. Then the prescription gets sent to one of our 503A compounding pharmacies. We are also working on a dedicated pharmacy that is just for LEMD. As we grow, as we scale, super exciting, where a lot of our protocols and peptides are going to become even more personalized for the patient. We're going to be able to do things that many other telehealth companies just simply don't have the foundation to do. So it's super exciting to be part of. And while we do have, the more popular GLP-1s like, Tirzepatide, semaglutide, we also have other longevity peptides as well. We have NAD, sermorelin, tesamorelin. We do a BPC 157 as well as a few other ones. We also offer sexual health. We offer microdose versions as well. That's more for longevity. We have an amazing skincare product already as well. And then we also do have some supportive products with it's basically like an all-in-one protein powder, collagen, fiber, everything that you need if you are doing a GLP-1 too. So that's a brief overview about how all of that works. So first off, hold on, because I really want to tell you guys about Dr. Tatiana. She is incredible. She is a board certified chiropractic neurologist and functional medicine practitioner. She's been practicing for over 25 years and is the founder of the Palm Beach Brain Center in Wellington, Florida, which I wish I lived in Florida right now. It's already getting cold up here in Michigan. She specializes in women's brain health, concussion recovery, and neuroperformance. And she's also a national speaker. She's an educator, a thought leader in neuroscience and longevity. And she recently partnered with EllieMD as a way to integrate peptide-based longevity medicine and telehealth into her work without adding more clinical hours, and also not sacrificing her patient care, because she already has quite a workload as well with patients. So I am so excited to welcome you on.
Thank you so much. It's good to be here. Hello, everybody.
So tell us more about you, your background, why LEMD, and just kind of how it has worked for you so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for that beautiful introduction. I think you covered my background pretty extensively. So basically, I've already, everything you mentioned earlier in the presentation is spot on with prevention, performance, longevity. This is a space I've already been operating in from a practice perspective for 25 years. I gratefully am a cash-based practice. I don't work in the insurance model. I do a lot of personalized medicine. So really everything that EllieMD stands for is really my love language when it comes to patient care, the personalized medicine and the approach of preventative health. So thank you for everyone who's working in critical care and working in hospitals and dealing with all the acute care things. So grateful for all the hard work everyone does. But I get to play a little bit more in that neuroperformance space, longevity, and preventative health, which is absolutely booming. More and more people are interested in what they can do and take more of a proactive approach. So it's a very exciting space. So for me, LEMD was really in alignment. I was looking for something for myself personally, and that's really how I first stumbled upon LEMD in my own kind of frustrations in the throes of menopause and doing all the things that I know to work that did work when I was in my 20s, 30s, and 40s, but weren't working when I hit 50. So I fortunately, discovered LEMD and had my own personal experience, and similar, Sarah, to your story where, it is life changing. And so that's really where I realized, wow, my patients come to me because, they are looking for cutting edge, technology tools. They don't want to go doctor shopping. They don't want to talk to 17 different doctors to get an answer. So I really pride myself, but also I want to deliver the highest patient outcomes that I can. And so being able to bring cutting edge tools to the table and make it accessible. There's a lot of the peptide space, right? There's a lot to learn about the peptide space, although that's not super complicated, but it's not mainstream just yet. Yeah, it's getting there. As you mentioned, some of the statistics earlier, it's going to be, and I do believe everyone's going to be on peptides, very, very soon, because they're so effective. So from a business perspective, first and foremost, I'm an entrepreneur, and then I'm a physician. And I believe in that because if I'm not able to keep the doors opened, how am I going to care for people? So I have to first, have business savvy and make some good entrepreneurial decisions, as well as making sure I don't overburden myself with additional work to be able to provide the care that I want to deliver, that high level standard care I wish to deliver to my patients, and to not compromise my health and well-being. And this is again why I applaud everyone who's in the medical field who works very hard. It can be taxing on our system. So really, LEMD was a plug and play model for me when I understood what the business model looked like. And it was a perfect fit. It resonated with me because it didn't require me to take on extra staff, to really take on extra hours. I really just get to be an educator. I get to just educate my patients on things that I think are important for them. We have conversations about that. And then I just educate them on how best they can find or have accessibility to good quality peptides. So I will share with them the three main routes that are out there currently. And my job really as a physician is to sit down with my patients, give them the pros and cons, and allow them to make a decision that makes sense for them, and just help them guide them in that process. So LEMD just makes it really easy and checks off all my boxes. It's, quality peptides. It's a plug and play model. I can refer my patients to good quality peptides and know that they are getting safe peptides, and the customer service is excellent, and they have a wonderful medical team. So anything that needs to be discussed or anything, I just send them right back to their medical provider that they connected with in LEMD. And I just get to continue to educate and support them in the process. So it's really been one of my most favorable business interventions to apply to the business, but also again, because I do see the benefits with the patient care and how they're improving. Similar to your story, I know I have a story. Maybe some of the other speakers will share a bit their story too, but it's just been really wonderful to see the transformation, not only in my practice, but in the patient care.
I love that. I love that. And really quick too, I wanted to ask you, did you find that you had a demand for these peptides from your patients? Were they asking about it a lot? Because I found that too, where, people want to implement it into their practice. It's just they don't know how to go about it. And finding something that's turnkey like Ellie is a great fit to meet that demand.
Yeah, I agree with you. Because my patients are already, in that longevity space, preventative health and things, so they're already in the know a little bit
Yeah.
to some degree. So some have been curious, peptide curious, I would say, because again, more information, more research, it's becoming more mainstream. So we're seeing it on social media, out in the news, etc. So there's peptide curious. So there's that. Some totally had no idea that these are things that could actually be very beneficial. So I get that opportunity to introduce that topic to them and, again, talk about different peptides and the pluses and minuses and things. So it was very
I
easy to
love
implement by practice.
love that. That's what we're about, is making it accessible and simple and easy for everyone. So thank you so much. Next, I'm so excited to introduce you guys to Caroline. She is a pharmacist in the ambulatory care, weight management, clinical pharmacist. And I'm not going to take her story away from you guys. So I'm going to hand it right on over to her.
Hey guys, nice to see everyone and nice to meet you. Thanks for having me. My background is I've done a lot of things in the 18 years that I've been a pharmacist. What I'm doing right now is probably my favorite. I work with Medicare patients and do chronic care management. So I'm back and forth between specializing in obesity with a wellness center that my company works with, and then working with some of the sickest of the sick, homebound patients who are suffering from some of really bad chronic diseases where they can't even really get to the doctor. So it's a lot of telehealth. And it goes back to what you were saying at the beginning, Sarah, where sometimes we feel like it's almost too late, and it's so hard to not be able to help patients as much as we would like to when they get to a certain point. And it really contrasts with the work that I do in the wellness clinic, where I'm helping a little bit younger population who really want to focus on longevity and being there for their grandkids, being there for their family, and living life, not just getting through it, actually being able to have that vitality in life. And I think that we're seeing that so much more now, that people really want that. We don't want just, um, to have a meet a number on our labs. We want to have ideal health, right? And that's what peptides allow us to do. I have my own peptide story. I have lost 60, I think it's 63 pounds now from Tirzepatide over the past 19 months. And I have, as a professional, been a consultant pharmacist. So I have a side business. I'm an entrepreneur as well. I have a side business where I do consulting for med spas and different clinics to help with their whole consulting process. But part of that has been vetting peptide companies, compounding pharmacies, so that they could have peptides in their facilities, in their locations. And I've seen a lot of things from that, good and bad. I've also experienced it as a patient, where I was using Tirzepatide before I ever even heard of EllieMD. And they would start and send me product from a company that I researched before I purchased from this company. And then mid subscription, whatever they put you on an auto renewal and you don't even know they're changing. And they change pharmacies. They sent me product. And as a patient, I can tell you, I could tell a huge difference in both efficacy and side effects when they changed pharmacies to a lower quality product. And so when I found out about LEMD, I was actually looking for another place to purchase Tirzepatide because I was unhappy about that. And my friend sent me a link. I'll never forget. I was about to go into the clinic. She sent me a link, and I'm pretty entrepreneurial. And I saw what it was. I realized what it was. And I said, "Oh, that's smart. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to have to do a lot of research, but yeah, let's talk. I want to talk." And so when I got out of the clinic, when I got out of my inspection, I looked at it and had a lot of questions. And the person that introduced me to this is not medical. She's a realtor. And so she couldn't answer all of my questions, all of my medical questions that I had. And they got me on the phone with Honey, with our CEO and founder, who is amazing. And of course, she was able to answer all of my questions to my satisfaction. And I was just got so excited about where this company is going. Um, and Sarah kind of alluded to that, and I won't, and she may talk about it more, so I don't want to go into it too much. But what we are doing here is putting us on the map. Nobody else is doing what we are about to start doing. Okay. As far as personalized medicine, longevity and vitality, functional medicine, getting to the root of the problem and actually helping people before they get too far gone. And that's what Ellie has done for me in just a short time. I think it's been like 9 months or so. and my inbox is constantly flooded with people saying, "Thank you, Caroline. I'm down 15 pounds. I'm down 5 pounds. I'm down 25 pounds. My husband came off his blood pressure pills." Like, I'm not making medical claims. Everybody's different. Everybody has different experiences. But I'm just telling you, my inbox is flooded with that. And it is the most rewarding thing to be able to experience and help people with. And I'm just um, so excited to see where this will continue to go.
Ugh, so good. Thank you so much, Caroline, for sharing all of that. And I think that's what's very cool about the community that we're building here and the kind of people that are attracted to partnering with EllieMD. Because if we are going to partner with a company, we are going to vet it. We're going to ask all of the questions. We want to know that it's following the highest of standards, especially when we're recommending this not just to patients in some cases. My parents both use it. I help my dad just had a knee replacement. I got him started on BPC 157. He's healing amazing. He just had his follow-up appointment with his surgeon today. His surgeon's blown away. My dad's 71 years old. He's got a lot of chronic pain issues, seeing benefits from it. So thank you so much for sharing all of those. So helpful. So next up, I am so excited to introduce Dulce. We reconnected recently. Her and I have known each other actually a long time. She is a nurse anesthetist like I am. She was one of the incredible students I actually worked with back when she was in training. And it was been so much fun to reconnect with her. She is doctorate trained. She has an incredible background. She lives a very busy life, and she is very new to partnering with Ellie MD as well. So I'm so excited to have her on here.
Hi. So yeah, I'm Dulcie. Thank you, Sarah. It's so good to just hear your voice and see you in live action.
I
But I
know,
just
love
want to take a moment to like acknowledge the space that we're in right now. Like this is so invigorating for me. Like every time I do anything with LEMD, I'm just always so impressed and grateful with the incredibly intelligent and kind and supportive people that make up this company. It is one of the things that has just driven me and given me and fueled my passion from day one. And it started with you, Sarah. So thank you.
it.
As you mentioned, you mentored me then and you're mentoring me now and you're always available for me. And I just really appreciate that. So thank you. So my story, been a nurse for 31 years, just up through the ranks, med surge, ICU, travel nursing, and then I decided to do anesthesia, so went on to grad school. I've now been a nurse anesthetist for about 8 years, and just like Sarah, love my job. I never plan on quitting. Um, I just it's so challenging to me, such a great variety of everything every day that I can do. And my true passion is helping people. So I love that I can go to work and fulfill that passion every day. Unfortunately, I became a patient about 3 years ago. I was turning 50 and, of course, perimenopause, but I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So that's kind of where my GLP journey started. I didn't really even know about peptides before that, but about a year after I was cancer free, they wanted me to start focusing on things that could help prevent future reoccurrence and other cancers. So they wanted me to lose some weight, and like everybody else, was doing all the things, and literally nothing was working. My weight just kept going up. So they prescribed me a GLP, and of course, I couldn't get it anywhere. And finally, when it became available, it was going to be like $1,000 a month. And that just wasn't doable. So, like we do, we start searching the internet and trying to figure out how can I do this? How can it help me? But I can make it affordable. And I'm a single mom. I have 17-year-old twins. My son plays hockey. I'm super busy and I just needed help. And so I started using the GLP. I found a way to do it through the internet, and it literally changed my life. I've lost 35 pounds. I've lost 20 inches. I have no joint pain anymore. I sleep like a rock. I just feel so good. And coming off of having multiple surgeries and the cancer diagnosis, it's just been a relief to feel like myself again and like I finally got the help that I needed. So that has just driven my motivation to help other people even more. Like, I just wanna make it available to everybody. I wanna help everybody. I wanna scream from the rooftops what this can do for us. So, I actually was gonna partner with this other company, but it was to start a brick and mortar, and it was gonna be $100,000. And of course, I had to have a space, I had to have offices, I had to set up screens. They had all the back office stuff and they provided the physicians to do this prescribing and they would ship the medicine, but I had to have everything else. So we're talking rent, we're talking TVs, we're talking, all of just high overhead. And the investment just made me extremely nervous. And around that same time, I was still following Sarah on Facebook and I started watching her stories and her posts and started piquing my interest. And I remember asking you every day, like a question or two, just to kind
Yeah.
of familiarize myself with what was going on. And it just hit me, and I was like, "What am I doing? This is it. This is where I'm supposed to be." So $79 to get online telehealth. Um, you know, sorry, someone just texted me and it threw me off. um, So it really felt too good to be true. But with my personal relationship with Sarah, I trust her judgment. I know she's incredibly smart and her intentions are always pure. So it made it pretty easy for me. So I made a deal with myself to I'm going to invest $140 in myself, do this for a year and see what I can do. And I'm literally having so much fun. I can't imagine not having done this. I've just learned so much. I love all the education that we have available to us and just the supportive environment that we have. LEMD, I believe, is just this is the way healthcare is going, and I'm super excited to be part of this. Um, I've connected with people that I haven't talked to in a couple years. My name is very unique, so they'll message me and be like, Dulce, didn't you used to work at blah, blah, blah? I knew you back 15 years ago. And what are you doing? And then we have a phone conversation and it's just super cool to me. So I do still work full time doing anesthesia, but I have found it so easy to fit into my schedule. Literally, instead of my mindless scrolling at night or swiping on the dating apps, I just work on LEMD stuff. Like I'll watch the, educational things or I'll make my post. I followed the 10-day social media posting. So I would work on that. And then just talking to people like, what are your goals? Where are you at? I know you're already on a GLP. I have a safe, affordable, easy, accessible, physician prescribed place that you can get your peptides. Would you consider switching over to me? Just great conversations, easy to be confident in what I'm offering people. And it's just been amazing. So it's been minimal risk. It has provided such great rewards. I'm super happy to share this opportunity with everybody. I keep waiting for like the deal breaker to happen. Like I knew it. I knew there was something wrong, but it just hasn't happened. And I'm all in and I'm super excited to be here.
I love that. Thank you so, so much for sharing your heart and your experience. And, Dulcie really touched on something really great too. I think as somebody who is brand new to something like this, is she really got plugged in and you'll hear us use the terms plug and play turnkey because really this is created for the beginner. So I'm just going to go over really kind of briefly overview of what we have available. So you have success. So a lot of times you're looking at this, you're like, okay, clearly telehealth, longevity, prevention, that is something that's really smart to partner with, something you're very interested in. You heard from three incredible women tonight, and you're like, okay, that all sounds great, but can I do this? Would I have success? So I want to show you that it is You of course will. You have people that believe in you, but we have the tools and training and the community, right, to help you see that success with the plug and play systems. Dulce already talked about our 10-day launch plan with daily prompts. We do have, if you're fancy and you want to use a CRM system, we already have that in place with templates and ready to use content. Everything's compliance checked. We are very by the book with everything. We have weekly coaching. We have an onboarding portal. There's also a one-on-one corporate onboarding specialist. They can meet with you personally. There's also some group coaching as well to get people started. So you are in business for yourself, but you never feel like you're alone either. And truly, no experience is needed. It was created for the beginner, but it was also built for with the structure in place for people if they really want to scale it and they really want to grow it. For me, with having such a long infertility struggle, it was really important for me to, I'm a breadwinner in my family. My husband's building a company. And if anyone else here is entrepreneurs or business owners, when you have a business with that is brick and mortar and is a lot of overhead, and you're really trying to scale it, you're your worst paid employee most often. So we've been able to scale his company much quicker because I'm the income earner, but I'm also able to work extremely part-time and still provide for our family too. So that's kind of what I tapped into. But the way it works is you enroll using one of the links. So whoever invited you to this or sent you this replay that you're watching, you get their personalized link. You set up your account, it's set up within minutes, $79 one time for enrollment, and then it's $5 a month after that, just for all the tech and the website stuff. There is no other overhead. You don't need to buy anything. There is no minimums. So, I mean, unless $79 is very important to you, that's the most money you could have invested in it. Okay. And then you can buy your own peptides as well. And you actually earn commission on your own peptides that you buy using your own brand partner link. Okay. You complete the onboarding. It takes about 90 minutes to go through all the videos. You plug into our weekly onboarding and team huddles for mentorship and community. We get you launched as well. And over time, you continue to grow and earn, right? You can access coaching, trainings. You can continue to scale. Our system is proven. Our team and entire organization has grown. We're only a little over a year old. And we do close to almost 3 million a month just in revenue, and that's just commissionable revenue. So what we are doing is definitely working. And just behind the scenes, the foundation, what our corporate team is putting into place in home office, as far as customer service portals, our doctor team that we have, and continuing to work with incredible pharmacies where we're going to be providing care and protocols and different, personalized peptides, things like that. Is we have things in place that no other company is going to be able to have access to, which is really, really exciting. So we're really trailblazing as a company more than anything. And it's really exciting to be a part of. So the way the income model works with it. So when our CEO, her name is Honey Sagari, she's a biochemist by trade, but she's been in the longevity telehealth industry for many, many years. She's very well connected. There's very few people that have her very unique skill set, but also her connections and people she knows to make a business model work like this well-oiled machine that we have happening. And she had a choice. She wanted to launch a longevity telehealth company in the peptide space. And she had the goal, we have the goal to be, the best in the world someday. Right now, we're just in the US, but we do plan on scaling worldwide. And she could have used, hired a big marketing team, Google ads, right? You can, hire content creators or influencers to share, and putting all that money into that. But what she realized is she really wanted to create more of a community-based model and empower regular people and reward them instead of a big corporation or a big company. Because what you found, I know for me, the way I even learned about peptides was from honestly a good friend of mine who's another CRNA. She's my study buddy in grad school, and she had a complete transformation. She also owns a med spa in Wisconsin, and she had a weight loss program through her med spa. And this was was like 3.5 years ago that she started doing this. And they actually do train other med spas all over the country to set up their own practices as well. And she had a transformation. I asked her what she was doing. I trusted her. That's what put it on my radar. It was not a commercial I saw on TV. I honestly would not have trusted that, or some random influencer I see on social media. I wouldn't have probably trusted that either. But really, it's that word of mouth that is spreading the word. And that's really what our founder and CEO wanted to empower regular people, just to give them that tool, to bridge an income gap or to build, a legacy if they want to do that. So we call it an affiliate plus model. You earn 20 to 40% on any sale where people use your link. You earn it on just the medication or the peptide itself. Obviously, their price is all inclusive, though that includes the doctor visit, all the behind the scenes, and the shipping. You're not earning commission on that, obviously, but you do earn it on the actual peptide. We have team growth bonuses, a very transparent, compliant structure. And results really depend on the effort that you put in and your consistency. And then we give you all those tools in order to do that. I always relate it this way where, like, honestly, like, you look at your phone, look at your screen time, see how much time you're spending on social media or mindlessly scrolling, learn a new skill set, right? Or talking to people in real life. There's so many different ways to build this too. So you can look here, we can send this to you later, but this just gives you an idea. If you have, one person sharing your link, it starts out at that 20%. Once you get to the point where you have about 23 customers on a GLP-1 with our B12, that's when you start making that 40% commission, and you're earning $88 per customer per month. We have a 96% retention rate. I also just learned, I'm going to say it here. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not, but one of our pharmacies that we use is one of the best and biggest nationwide. Many other companies use the same one. Different doctors' offices use it. EllieMD, by far, we have the best retention rate of any other company that uses their pharmacy. So I thought that was really just a cool thing to know. We just had a call yesterday with our executive team that shared that. The other part of it too is obviously you're earning commission on people who use your link to get their own peptides, right? That's how they reward you. And we do have a side of the business where you can scale it if you choose. And the way I relate this is I'll just compare it to my husband's restoration company. He started out where I live now in Grand Rapids, Michigan. He bought that territory and now he's scaling it. He bought the territory and is expanding to Kalamazoo. So he has another team of people there that are running it. He also expanded more to the Lakeshore by Lake Michigan. That's another territory. And he also recently bought Traverse City, which is north, right? So whether it's a restoration company, a yoga studio, or online telehealth, in order for a business to grow, you want to scale it with more people and build a team, right? And you earn, just like my husband does, when he scales, he's earning a larger percentage of all of that revenue, okay? We can do the same thing with something like EllieMD, but since we don't have brick and mortar physical spaces, we expand with networks, okay? So you're partnering with other people, and based on their success, you are able to earn a small commission as you decide to scale it as well. So that is a side to the business that you can tap into. We have a great fun community. We have incentive trips. We have Cancun coming up. We've done Cabo in the past. We have leadership retreats. We've had them in Florida. We've had them over at our CEO's home where she hosts everybody. She's in Palo Alto, where all the big, tech companies and tech CEOs are. That's where she lives. So lots of perks. And really the vision is we're pioneering this global shift towards preventative and longevity wellness. And the timing could not be better. Let's just be honest. We've talked about that enough. So if anything intrigued you tonight, you want to work with us, get in touch with whoever invited you, whoever shared this replay with you. And you can learn more about our platform, our team support. If you want to learn more about, the comp plan and tools that we have, we are so happy to help. And I just appreciate everybody hopping on tonight. I hope this was helpful. Thank you to all of our speakers tonight. You ladies were amazing. This was wonderful. And if you have any questions, again, get in touch with whoever invited you. find me. My name's Sarah Cole. If you see me on social media or know me, feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to help as well. So I hope you guys all have a great night. Thanks for hopping on. Bye, everybody.